I didn't think this game was gonna be that damn deep. Like, I knew something sad was gonna happen, but it really fucking hit. Like, that was really fucking great. Holy shit. Like, what up, Star Squad? Momokeas here, and today we're gonna be gushing or crushing over a game we beat on stream a while back called 10 Hearts. This game was released on May 16th of 2023 and was developed by Rogue Sun and published by Wired Productions. This game is labeled as a narrative puzzle adventure game. For Rogue Sun, while this is their first game that they have published under this name, the team behind them are some of the very same people who worked on the Fable series, as many of them were a part of Lionhead Studios. It was a very interesting fact that I learned while looking into this game. And looking at the character models, they kind of remind me of Fable. As for Wired Productions, they have published other indie titles such as Fractured Minds, Arcade Paradise, Deliver Us to the Moon, along with many more. A few of these titles I've played on my own personal spare time. This game review is solely based on my experience with this game and is my opinion on said experience. You should not take this review as fact and still give this game a go for yourself. Spoiler warning, in the event I accidentally spoil anything for my fellow Star Warriors, and without further ado, on with the show! In this game, you play as the ghostly form of Albert Butterworth. You have limited control on the environment around you, and your goal is to lead Little Tin soldiers through a slew of puzzles. You are guided by this ball of light, and as you progress, you start to learn about Albert and his family, almost as if you are leading these soldiers through his story all the way to the end. The story of this game is told throughout the house as you progress. When you reach certain parts of progression through the puzzles, there are cutscenes that will play, the ghostly figures of the family as their story is told before your eyes. There are subtle details that you can find throughout the environment that offer insight into each of these characters. Like in Albert's workshop, there's nods to previous toys he has made, as well as unfinished toys he has yet to complete. There are also certificates hanging on the wall showing his wife's musical achievements in the foyer. I don't know if it's actually a foyer, but I'm a broke person who doesn't own a house. Work with me here. There are three main characters you follow throughout the story: Albert, his wife Helen, and their daughter Rose. Each puzzle is leading a trail throughout their family home where you can watch their growth and experiences. The story's pacing was unique as the story is divided into 4 acts. Each act covers a major arc in the family's journey, making it easier for you to connect with them. You literally get to see Rose grow up, and you can feel the love that this family has for one another. For the controls of this game, you can use keyboard and mouse or controller. I mainly use controller. As far as accessibility options, there are subtitles for this game, as well as an arachnophobia mode, since spiders appear later in game. With this game being a single-player narrative game, there wasn't any flashing or harsh lighting, or difficulty to read text. The controls are pretty standard. This is a Lemmings-type puzzle game, where you can pick up and place objects, rotate them, as well as possess certain items that help the soldiers progress. On occasion, with certain puzzles, there will be a single soldier that you can control. Besides him being able to jump and sprint, he has similar limitations to the idle marching soldiers. As for the difficulty, the puzzles get more intricate as you progress, and they go from being easy to mind-numbingly difficult. I found myself having to step away from the game to come back with a fresh set of eyes to figure out the solution. Now, there are hints you can use, but there is an achievement to beat each act using a very limited amount of them. There are some bugs in the game, some that ended up breaking me in Act 4, but thanks to the autosave, I was able to pick up where I left off. I love that as you progress slowly but surely, you gain more abilities, and that each puzzle had a unique solution that called for a mixing of the previous abilities you earned, as well as the newest ones you gained. The design of the house was marvelous, each room loaded to the brim with details that made each space look well lived in. This house has a unique charm, like the floorboards not being quite lined up or the cracks in the wall showing that this house has history. Each room within the house was unique and gave us more insight into the family. Rose's room was an array of pinks and purples with toys strewn all about. Both Albert's workshops, the attic and the basement, showed the man that he once was and the man that he has become. In the main room, which probably isn't a foyer, you can see all the different instruments that Helen plays: the harp, the piano, the violin. Visually, this game is stunning, and knowing that this is the team that worked on Fable, I can say that the character models do look like they're Fable-esque in nature. There weren't a lot of visual cues as to progression throughout the puzzles. For traversing the house though, that's where the ball of light comes in. But for the puzzles, you're on your own. I found myself getting lost in the background while looking for any clues that could help me progress. What I love most about the design of this game is that overall, as you progress, you can see the furniture change, things get added and removed from the house, and it literally ties the story together. Now for the soundtrack. The music in this game is classical. You had some tracks that were warm and fuzzy like a hug, others that were light and airy like a sunny afternoon, then there were the deeper and darker tracks that felt cold and desolate. I can't describe the roller coaster of emotions I went through and how the soundtrack carried a good portion of the emotions in this game. Hearing all the different instruments come together and the crescendos! Don't get me started. I was ready to hop out of my chair for the standing ovation. There are 34 songs in the soundtrack, and they range anywhere from about 1 minute to 6 minutes. This beautiful soundtrack was created by Matthew Chastney, and I love that not only did the soundtrack carry the emotions of this game, but it tied into the story given that Helen Butterworth was a musician herself. Overall, this game was beautiful. Words don't adequately express what this game put me through, and how I emerged on the other side a little stronger than before. Between the characters, the story, the music, this is an experience that is going to stay with me for years to come. I strongly suggest everyone give it a go for yourselves. Just be ready with your tissues. This game will hurt you once you reach the end. This game is available on Steam for a solid $20 and is available on all consoles. I played this game on Xbox Game Pass, and at the time of this recording, it is still available to play. This game offers around 16 hours of playtime if you focus on the main story, and about 30 hours if you go the completionist route. Times are subject to change depending on how long it takes you to complete the puzzles and get all the achievements. If you've played this game before, let me know. Did you have different opinions than I? Let's open up that conversation. If there are any other indie titles you would like for me to check out, leave them in the comments below. I'm always looking for more games to play. If you want to watch me play these indies live, you can check me out at twitch.tv/Momokeas, and all of my other social links are in the description below. The next Gush or Crush is currently undecided, as we are still playing some new indie adventures on stream. I hope to see you all there, though, and until next time, be good, shine bright, don't let anyone dim that light, and stay awesome!